Love and peace and happiness. Hey, love. We're going to get into this reading and see what's going on in this experience. Okay. The Witch's Tarot. I pulled 4 different tarot decks out to read this message with. And I just seen us doing the different rows. This top row is just about the situation, and we'll use the Witch's Tarot to show that to us. So let's get into this message. It's timeless. It's for anybody who felt like clicking on the video. There's something here for you. If you clicked on the video, there's something here for you. You could be on either side of the experience. This could be about somebody who's in your environment who's going to talk to you about their experience and give you some deeper insight into it. And you could be anywhere on the timeline, meaning you could have just walked out of it. You could be in the middle of it, or you could be about to walk into it. Queens and kings represent other people other than you, as well as sometimes they can represent your own energy and the way you're showing up. But I'll let you know how I receive the messages. Remember that everything on this channel is for your highest, lightest, and brightest good, for your overall love, peace, health, wealth, and happiness. And everything is channeled. So anything that happens during the reading is meant to happen during the reading. Let's get into this. These cards are ready to go. And I see the 7-card, a 7-card spread here. The Gypsy spread wants to come through. So, okay, they said right off the top. I'm about to shuffle from the palm. They said, no, just pull them right off the top. So in the past, you have the Star. In the current energy, you have the Emperor. In the hidden blessing, the Page of Wands in this situation. In the challenge is the Page of Cups. In the environment, you have the Lovers. The guidance is the World. Oh, yeah, good idea. They said slide them over. Okay. And final outcome energy is the Moon in this situation. Bottom of the tab, 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is the wish fulfillment card. When I read, this is where you have wished for, you actually receive. Yeah. And then that's confirmed with the Star in the past, because the Star in the past would say that what you need, it felt like you were blessed. It felt like, yay, I got what I needed. Also, in the past, it would show up as, it's also showing up in the past where there was a feeling that you were protected. It's like you could have had an experience in the past. Well, in this experience, somebody did on either side of the table. There was an experience in the past where they were protected, and it was very necessary experience, because there was healing available. So I see, like, I'm hearing it's you, where you had a very healing response to whatever it was, the experience is what I'm hearing. You had a very healing response to whatever the situation was, which says that you didn't choose to bury your head in the sand. Instead, you pick it up and look at the situation for what it was, and figured out, well, what can it teach me? What can I learn from this? How can I benefit from this? I heard shitstorm that's happening here. Okay. It was a new beginning as well. The Star card, because it's Aquarius energy. Aquarius talks about new beginnings. So you actually had an Aquarius person in your past. Somebody just figured out that their moon sign was Aquarius. Okay, I see your energy there as well. You now have this Emperor who's looking at the star. Some of you also there, thank you. The Star also literally talks about being a star, where you could realize you're a star seed. You could have realized that you're made of stardust, or you could have literally gone viral, became a celebrity, gotten a lot of attention, people looking at you. You're attracting favor from people. You're attracting honor from people. You're attracting generosity from people. You're getting a lot of attention, turning a lot of heads. I see this is happening in your energy. Okay. We're going to use the Madhouse Tarot. I've been guided to use the Madhouse Tarot to show the other side of the table. is what I'm going to call it. So most likely this is going to be the other person perspective in this situation that you're in. But let's see what comes out in the past. You have the Magician. Wow. Okay. I'm looking. Let me just see if I have this whole deck upside down or what, because this card is upside down. No, they're not all upside down, but this one is upside down. That lets me know that this person was, I heard, working against themselves. They could have, in some ways, they could have tried to manipulate people as well, and trying to cast spells, do barrio brujos, brujas, like doing some spell casting, magic, shadow work needed to be done, but instead they was busy trying to see what they could do to somebody else, how they can get something out of somebody or something to that effect is what I'm getting. Okay, let me see in the current energy side. Oh, wrong side of the deck. Hold on, right here. Here we go. They have the Ace of Swords, and the hidden blessing they have the World. In the difficult part, in the current challenge, they have the Knight of Swords. In their environment, they have the Page of Cups. In their guidance, they have the Six of Swords, and in their outcome, they have the Eight of Wands. The bottom of the deck, they have the Ten of Coins. Ten of Coins, family issues, financial issues, having it all. Okay, the end of a soul contract. Contract is complete. The Ten of Coins, even sometimes like having it all, is like a relationship, a family situation. This is where divorce can happen, honestly. This is where every phase of it has been carried through. And in this deck, what's interesting is we have what looks like a hospital bed. There's a couple of little demons down here playing in the corner. There's a cat in the windowsill, but there's nobody in the bed. So just the imagery alone in this talks about like somebody's not here no more. Something's over and something is complete. Okay. It's finished. Something is completely finished in the past in this situation. What was completely finished? Well, this person could have realized, they should stop trying to use their magic on you, because it started backfiring. I heard. For somebody else, I see that this person realized like they need to stop trying to do sneaky shit, because it never seems to work. Okay, they get caught. Yeah. For somebody, they finally came out of a situation where somebody was being manipulated, whether they were the one doing the manipulation or it was somebody else. A manipulative situation finally came to an end in the past. Yeah. Um, but there's also this energy here of, I'm hearing, because of family experiences, this person didn't really, I'm hearing, know themselves. I hear that this person didn't really know themselves so well anyways since the past. Like, yeah. And you know what? If we don't heal our childhood wounds, we don't really know ourselves, because maintaining the childhood wound, like, it does something to the brain. It doesn't allow for a certain maturity to happen. And so somebody here in the past that was very stuck into this old idea, into this old psyche. I heard they give me the word psyche, into this old psyche, mind frame, mentality, self view, experience, way of behaving. I heard, and they thought it was okay and they thought it was right. Why? Because that became their comfort zone. Yeah, I heard that became their comfort zone. So, like, this person had some manipulative parents, deceptive parents, something like that going on. Okay, and after growing up watching that, then this is just how people do stuff. This is just how it works. This is what you do. So of course, then they would replicate that. They would copy. They would do the same damn thing. Because that's how they were taught to be. This is like somebody who's constantly fighting, arguing, yelling, fighting. They don't know how to communicate. Why? Because they never had to. They never had to. The communicating that they learned was manipulative. It was very out of control. The magician, to be successful and to be upright, must have a measure of control. So now with the Adventure Time Tarot, we're going to do your highest self. So this is what your soul, your spirit team, however you want to look at that. But I'm going to call it your highest self position here. for the next row, what its perspective was. So past energy, you had the 10 of Wands. Current energy, Ace of Cups. Hidden blessing, the 3 of Coins. The challenge, 3 of Swords. In your environment, the Page of Swords. Page energy, heavy here. Guidance is the Lovers. And outcome energy from the highest self is the 7 of Wands. Okay, bottom of the deck from the highest self is the Page of Coins. Learning lessons about how you interact with your finances, your resources, your property, uh, the way you treat your body. I heard the way you treat your body, the food you intake. I also heard like there was this beginning to ask how to attain more, become healthier, become wealthier, become happier, to be more efficient with what you had. Okay, to be more efficient with what you had. There was a question about that. And this could have been real freaking nonchalant too. But your soul self, your highest self, it heard that. It heard that. And so it responded, yeah. Because in the past you had the 10 of Wands. So as you asked, how do I become wealthier, healthier, happier, whatever it was, how do I attract this kind of person into my life? 10 of Wands comes up and it's like all the lessons became very clear in your life. This is where the 10 of Wands is a straw that broke the camel's back. This is where something has to change because there's no more capacity to carry anymore. This is where the burden finally comes to an end because it got so heavy to bear. You had to drop that bitch, okay, type of thing. Yeah, you had to drop the burden because it became too heavy to bear. It was in your destiny to do that. Anywhere where you had a manipulative, deceptive, or somebody who was doing spell work or whatever, what it's like, so you had an attachment to a person or a thing, and it was a source of spell work that was being worked against you. You had this attachment idea. Close the window of control. That spell doesn't work no more. Get rid of the person, the item, the idea, the belief. It was like you realize why things had become so hard, and it was because you were allowing yourself to be tricked. I heard with that Magician in reverse, you were allowing yourself to be tricked in a situation. It might on the surface, it definitely looks like this is really fucked up, right? But when you really dig into the way you benefit from it, when you move wisely, love and peace and happiness. When you move wisely, you actually benefit greatly from the situation. It empowers you. You find power in it. You learn stamina. You learn direction. You learn to yield to silence your brain and listen to your spirit. Okay. And then you also learn how to, I'm hearing, to incorporate your intellect into what you're hearing and allow it all to work together. I heard allow it all to come together. With this out of hand tarot, we're going to talk about the experience from your side of the table and the physical level. So this is your physical reality life. In the past, you have the 3 of Pentacles. In the current energy, you have the Star, love. In your hidden blessing, you have, in the challenge, you have the 3 of Cups. In your environment, you have the Ace of Pentacles. In your guidance is the Sun. And in your most likely outcome, you have the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck energy is the foundation of it all, is the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is saying in your physical life, changes were happening. Changes were happening. As soon as you ask the question, as soon as you began to ponder the question of how does this work? Can I do that? Can I have this? How do I attain that? Okay, whatever those things are. Because for some, I'm picking up a partner in life, a romantic partner, a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. For somebody else, I'm picking up more on money. How does money work? How do I attract more money? How do I attract the love of my life? How do I attract a higher level soulmate? Blah blah blah. It's not blah blah blah, but it says kind of things, right? And with that 10 of coins in there, something broke. So it's like you asked a question, and then the road opened for somebody to show up because that was all in alignment with this wish fulfillment. The changes you wanted to make in your physical life showed up in an opportunity that you began to study. an opportunity that you began to study. Whatever kept that opportunity at bay broke. And now it's because the way I see it, it's like when the roadblock is removed, when the gate opens, when the doors open, and so then it could show up here. And when it showed up, you were like, oh, I'm excited to work with this one. I'm excited to do this. But your higher self was like, girl, you taking on too much. You're doing too damn much. Your higher self was saying you're doing too damn much, because what you couldn't see was that what you actually had on the other side of the table was this manipulation. There was a manipulation tactic. Again, for some that was like black magic or spell casting type of stuff. But this was all destined. This was all destined and had to happen for that healing to occur. The star energy there. What I loved when I pulled all these cards was your star energy came out. Now, in the situation, it was in the past. So the past situation led to the fact that you have the star in your current energy. Hello, hallelujah, praise the Lord. Love and peace and happiness. You now know how to navigate by the stars. Look at the image. You know how to navigate by the stars. What does that mean? Your past healing influences how you move today. And I love that in your highest self position, you have the Ace of Cups. You have Ace of Cups. You have self-love in yourself, highest self. So your highest self is telling you right now, baby, we got that self-love on lock. Okay. Your highest self is now confirming for you through this reading too, that you have done the healing work that allows you to be whole, that allows you to experience a more satisfying and fulfilled life and align with the synchronistic events that are, I heard, in alignment for you, which are feeling very destined. They're feeling very blessed. They're feeling like exactly what you needed at this time. And on the other side of the table, you have the Ace of Swords, an epiphany, a realization. Somebody just understood something. Something just came to make sense. Okay. And it's interesting because the imagery here is, I'm going to show this to you because on the table, the way they're set is so important. Wow. There's so much in this. Okay. So these two cards on top, we have the Emperor sitting up top, right? But look at the Ace of Swords. He's pointing up to the Emperor. This, for some, is an Aries in your experience. But what I'm seeing more than that with that Emperor energy is you in divine masculine mode. Not only are you a provider and a protector, but you're doing things, you're organizing things, you're strategic, you're looking out for everybody's best interest in things. You're not doing toxic masculinity by any, not even by a stretch of the imagination. There's no toxic masculinity in this anywhere, because everything you're doing is coming out of self-love. Now, the alignment with that side and this side is, look at this now. Down here in your physical and in your highest self, you have the star, and look at how the fingers are pointing, and that pinky is pointing up, and then the other hand has a finger pointing up, and then look, the Ace of Cups is looking up. All of these cards, these three below are all pointing up at the Emperor. Where's the Emperor looking at? The star. So in your current energy, you know you're healed. You're looking at the fact that you healed so much. Everything in your life, even the other people in your life, everything that's showing up in your life is showing you how healed you are, how empowered you are, how you have the authority, the ambition, the drive, the motivation, the talents. You have everything that you need to reach out and affect change in the world, reach out and affect change for your world, okay? To reach out and take action that's beneficial. I heard, and benevolent. I heard, and it's benevolent, okay? It blesses more than just you, okay? And you're doing it from a healed place. You have spiritual position, baby. I love this. You have spiritual positioning. So let's move to the next column here when in the hidden blessing. In the situation is the Page of Wands. Card of good news. The Page of Wands is here pointing to the future. And what I'm noticing is the Page of Wands is saying, he's saying, and the hidden blessing is, I know how to formulate a plan. I know how to read the signals. Page of Wands says, I know how to read the signals. I know how to read the world. Let me show you his picture. He's an excited looking young guy, and he's calling out. He's got his hand to his mouth like he's calling out, like, hey, what you doing over there? Where you at? Okay. But he's vibrant. He's full of life. This is, in this situation, there's the hidden blessing is there's vibrancy. There's full of life. It's an opportunity in this situation, in the hidden blessing, to create new, to be inspired and inspiring and follow your inspirations and try new things and put that degree on the wall that you got in your spiritual prowess to action. Take it and put it into action. You learn the lessons from 1 to 10 in the past. Your higher self confirmed that here with the 10 of Wands. The Page of Wands comes after. This 10 of Wands is your graduation certificate. You graduated. You got the certificate. Page of Wands says now it's time to go to work. This is in the hidden blessing. Okay. So let's look further at that. In your physical experience, you have Temperance. Temperance is a twin flame card for me. So some of you will resonate with twin flame. If that's the case, you have a twin flame type relationship. Now, Temperance also is the energy of Sagittarius. So some of you have Sagittarius in your energy right now. I know that there's some astrological happenings at the time of this recording related to Sagittarius. However, in your physical experience, the hidden blessing right now is that you know how to keep your calm, you know how to keep your peace, you know how to trust, how to elevate your vibrations, maintain that. You can maintain that. I heard self-maintenance. You know how to self-maintain. I also just heard self-governance. You know how to govern yourself to keep yourself on even keel. You know how, you know not to go too fast, you know not to go too slow, you know not to push, you know not to pull, you know how to surrender to the flow you're in and be where your feet are, being connected to how you feel, but not letting how you feel dominate what you do or dictate what you do. You take time to think. You take time to respond. Okay. And that's okay. That's actually healthy. I see a lot of growth in you. I see the honoring of your spiritual needs, your physical needs, your mental needs, and your emotional needs, which is beautiful. Your highest self says, yeah, we have an alignment going on right now. Yeah, this Temperance card is screaming alignment, especially when I look at it with the Three of Coins above it, which is talking about cooperation. Keyword Three of Coins is cooperation, right? So I see like you're in alignment with yourself, and that Three of Coins with the Temperance together is saying you're in mind, body, and soul alignment. What that mean? Your thoughts are headed in the same direction as your words are headed in the same direction as your feelings are headed in your same direction as your actions are headed in. You're using everything you have. You're even investing in the direction. So, are you buying books that support the learning process that you're in? Are you studying something? Are you purchasing the materials or tools, equipment that's needed to be able to carry this mission out? You know what your mission is. You can feel free to put that in the comments. On the other side, and I heard the world is your oyster in the hidden blessing. The other side of the table, there's an elevation that's happening here. See, because they're following the lead of the Emperor. For one of the decks that I own here, it talks about, it says lead on it. It doesn't say emperor, it says lead. It's time to step up and lead in the situation. And I see that you've led the energy. You've read the signs and you're leading the energy. You're not just going with the flow as another person dictated. No, you're going with the flow of what the universe is showing you, what your higher self is showing you, what the divine is revealing to you, the signs, the synchronicities. You know how to read it all. In this state of being, somebody is having an awakening. They're having a realization. They're having an epiphany. They're learning something new. Somebody here wants to just say yes to you. What you're saying is making sense. You're strategic. You're clearly coming from a healed place. And in this hidden blessing, this opportunity now exists because that person leveled up in some way. That person closed out a cycle successfully in some way. Whoever's on the other side of the table here with the world card in their hidden blessing is they actually finished something. We did talk about with the 10 of coins. For somebody, their divorce is final. For somebody, they quit that position, playing that game. They quit playing that role. They're ready for something new too. So what's the challenge? Challenge in the situation we had the Page of Cups. There's a lot of emotions here. A lot of emotions. We have a little girl smiling, holding what she wanted in her cup. And she can be very excitement is the challenge. And they're showing me how when spirit has a lesson for you, honey, it's going to excite your soul. That's why when you meet that awesome person, you might think, oh my God, I'm in love. You get really excited about the conversation you had. It's so enticing. You just want it to continue, and you feels like you could just talk for days. Yeah, that's because there's a lot of spirit in it. See, the waves in this card, when I read these cards, water, always speaking about spirit. So in this situation, the challenge is being presented through something that's stimulating you emotionally. It's giving you an emotional rise. Okay. So there, and it's not just you. I feel like this is heightened emotions on both sides of the table, because remember that top row is talking about the overarching energy of the experience. Now, on the other side of the table, in this rise of emotions, we have the Knight of Swords. This is somebody who is very defensive. They have something to say about everything. Okay, they respond cold. This person, I'm hearing the word calculating. Okay, I'm hearing the word calculating. Now, I'm also noticing in this Knight of Swords, there's a giant pair of scissors behind this person. So there's somebody here who's thinking about what they're going to say. Okay, and the Knight of Swords in a lower vibrational energy can be extremely attacking. This is somebody who uses their words to cut, to hurt, to do damage, right? Okay. That makes sense, because when people use their words to cut, to hurt, to do damage, it does give rise to strong emotions. So in this situation, we have a lot of emotions. Also, the reverse is true. When there's a lot of emotions going on, it causes people to use their words to try to defend themselves and stuff like that. But the Knight of Swords can be very immature. This person could be somebody, sometimes they overthink things. And sometimes they get caught up in these narratives that haven't even actually happened. It's this story that they're creating in their head, right? But somebody here, I feel like this person has something to say to you. It might not be very pleasant. Okay. In your physical situation, you have the Three of Cups, and this is a challenge. So, Three of Cups, your social circle, friends, reunions. Did you get reunited with somebody? Reunited and it feels so good. I just heard. Somebody here, you reunited with a person from your past. You're excited to be reunited with that person. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Are you happy for yourself? Because the Three of Cups is a card of celebration, but it also talks about siblings and friendships. Okay. It also can talk about third party situations. Now, here's the thing, the Three of Swords is in your highest self. So we have an alignment of energy here. And I feel like this is where the intense emotions are coming from. You have somebody in your circle, and your higher self is like, oh no, bitch, I don't like this one. Higher self says that's a Three of Swords right there. There's a truth there that's going to hurt like a bee, but it'll set you free. But this is hurtful. This doesn't feel good. Higher self says, oh no, this is not where it's at, baby. You think this your friend. Higher self said, no, it's not. You think going back to your past is a good idea. The higher self said, no, it's not. You might have said, oh, let's drink, and maybe you done had the third drink, and it's just a little bit. You should have stopped it too. Highest self, oh no, because after that, somebody here, they might lose their damn mind and start going into a drunken stupor and babbling a bunch of stuff, and then get into fights with somebody, and then that would explain why this dude over here has got some shit to say, because you know what? There's a lot of heightened emotions. And I heard immaturity. Immaturity. So in the challenge is some immaturity is being addressed. Yeah. Anywhere where there's been self-deception, it's being addressed. In the environment, the situation is the Lovers. So for most of you, this is going to be a love reading, and we did talk about possible twin flame energy here. Lovers is Gemini energy, so for some of you, there's some Gemini going on here. Two-face. I heard two-face. To every coin. Okay. Remember, there's always two sides to every coin. There's this side and that side. And then I heard, and then remember, with every story, there's three sides to every story: your side, their side, and the truth. Okay. With these three. Oh, thank you. They want me to go back to this. We have 333, because next to the Three of Swords, we have the Three of Coins. So we have angel number 333 on the table, literally right here. They want me to bring that up real quick for you. You've been reading the angel numbers. Okay, so what's happening here is to create divinely inspired improvements and changes. Okay, back to the environment. In the environment, the Page of Cups. Mm. So this person, this Knight of Swords, they see something. There's somebody here who is, this person will say, you made me feel like that. You pissed me off. You made me attack you. You made me curse you the fuck out. It's something like that. There's somebody here who who's gonna, the way they see you, the way they see you is you're somebody, they seeing you, they could be calling you immature. They could be calling you immature. I see that. Well, here's the thing. The Ace of Pentacles is showing up in your physical experience, and the Page of Swords is showing up in your highest self. So this Ace of Pentacles right now is looking like you got the medallion, you have the heirloom, you have the gift, you have the solidity. You're at this fresh new start because, again, remember, you graduated, right? So there's your certificate on the wall. Now this is you presenting, and like, okay, well, here's my certificate. I'm qualified to do the work. So here we go. We're gonna do the work now, right? Page of Swords in your high self saying, well, in that case, if we're doing the work, what's actually happening here? So, because the Lovers is showing up in your environment, some of you actually do have, and with these threes over here in this message I've already received, anywhere where this is third party energies, oh, that's coming up. For somebody, the third party is between a earth sign, a air sign, and a water sign. I see that here as well. They're showing me. But there's this connection is brought together for a reason, to show some things, to learn some things. I heard about who you are, about who you are. You see this person like they're quick to talk, but they're not quick to listen. They're also not quick to accept new information. Okay. But there's something here, this person in your environment. This is somebody, I do feel like whoever this is for you, this is somebody you hadn't dealt with. This is your first go around with this person. I did talk about reunions, but that might not be this lover situation, this third party situation that's going on. Okay. And for somebody, I clearly knew you getting together with some old friends, and guess what? See, gonna come up. That's one of the things that I do see as well. Your person could be thinking that you're jealous about them having friends and you don't want them to. Oh, okay. Is that your truth? Okay. Is that really coming up in you? Are you being triggered by this person having friends? And if so, what's that attached to? This is your opportunity for somebody. This is the golden moment. What's happening with this person in your life is the golden moment. The golden moment in the sense that anywhere where they're triggering you, because if you resonate with the whole twin flame energy, I'm going to tell you what, there's triggers galore in twin flame connections, because they're all meant to make you see yourself as you truly be, not in the illusions that you have of yourself and your energy. This is time to actually see a clean mirror into yourself so you clean yourself up, right? And so that's what I see you doing. I see you, even if, whether it's a third party situation, whether it's decision time, somebody has a decision to be made in this situation. Um, I see there's a lesson in this. There's definitely a lesson in this. For the This is a lesson in what the emotions mean. For the and a lesson in communication. So in the guidance in this overall situation is the world. The guidance is of this lesson. In other words, you already got that certificate when this person already went through something there. The person in your environment already went through an experience. In this, you're being guided to learn the lesson and elevate the world. Finish the whole thing. Don't leave it incomplete. Don't half-ass it. Do the whole job. Okay. In your environment, the Six of Swords, somebody's like, I'm just gonna go take a bath. I don't even want to deal with. The problem is when they get to the bath, their demons are waiting there. Okay. And I feel like you're tired. I feel like you're tired of this situation, and this person is trying to get away from it. I heard because their body is going that way. I feel like the actions that this person is taking is related to past actions, a repetitive cycle of same action that has been taken before. But because it's a sword card, I feel like this person is like rehashing old memories, using the same pattern of thought that has been done before, which is, I'm just going to wash it off. We're just going to wash it off. I heard call it a wash. No, there's no calling it a wash in this. I see. There's no calling it a wash because there's a need to elevate. So, in your side of the experience, in your physical, you have the sun. In your highest self, you have the lovers, Leo energy, Gemini energy. They're saying in your physical life, the experience is, and what you are to do is process it and learn what it's teaching your consciousness. Because in the light of the sun, everything's seen clearly. It's consciously available. The color yellow, gold, okay? So it's talking about conscious awareness. Learn the lessons and become enlightened. Also, the sun card in the physical energy. People are seeing you, baby, because no matter where you're at in this and what this is specifically, detailedly about for you, you're giving this energy that makes everybody want to look at you like they all want to look at the cute little baby. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Also, anywhere where you are triggering the heck out of somebody because it's time for them to elevate in this situation as well, you're doing a way that was like, I wasn't really trying to trigger you, but I gotta be in my power, is what I'm getting with the sun. Remember that you are in your power. You don't have to ask anybody's permission to shine. Shine your light, baby. That's why the person is here, so you can shine your light on them. Shine your light. Don't dim your light to fit in. Don't minimize yourself to make them fucking comfortable. If they're uncomfortable, God bless it, because it's in the uncomfortability where all the growth happens, right? The lovers in your highest self is saying, this is why this person is showing up in this love experience for you. Now, I'm going to show you this image on this lovers card is actually perfect because we have what appears to be a little pig with an elephant. Those are two completely different species. Could you imagine a little pig hooking up with an elephant and mating? No, you couldn't, because it doesn't happen, because they're completely different species. So what is this telling me? Highest self wants you to know they are not the same as you. You are not the same as them. Yet there's a connection. There is a connection. Two different types, completely different types, but drawn to one another through the energy of love for a reason. What can you learn and what can you bring from this experience into your conscious awareness so you have a greater conscious awareness? This person could want to run away from the conscious awareness that is being shown to them. But trust and believe that even if they want to just go take a bath, while they're sitting there soaking in their bath, they still gonna be thinking about everything that was shown to them. Things are being revealed, and I see that in this, you are a great revealer of things. Now, outcome energy. This is the part right here that kind of gets me. Because in the results of the outcome, the moon, I heard undetermined as of this point, because yeah. Now, the other thing I heard, so if you're in the middle of this or you have no idea what this experience is talking about because you can't recognize this relationship dynamics, that's fine. That's why it's undetermined for you. Somebody else who already lived this and you're like, that's exactly what happened. That makes sense. I know what you're talking about. I know what you mean. Oh my God, you said that key word. And that you don't even know how that spoke to me. Okay, so somebody's having that experience as you're watching this reading as well. What they're saying for you is what you need to know in the outcome, what was in your conscious mind became part of your subconscious. In other words, you were able to affect your sub through repetitive action. Yeah. Eight of, as we look at this image of the Eight of Wands, we have a person who's turning, looking at us and pointing back over there. So there's some blame game going on. And then they're walking in the number 8. They can walk in 8 forever. Now, who's on the other side over there? Little Damon thing. And so what I'm seeing is like as this demon walks around, it's pushing this person to continue walking the same path. So there's this energy here of chasing one's own tail. Somebody here is chasing their own tail. Why? Because it's part of their subconscious programming. They haven't broken it yet. They haven't broken it yet. Your side of the table, you pull back. Your side of the table has a 7 of Wands. You pull back and you maintain your position. You say, I'm not walking down that round circle no more. That don't make no sense. I'm not chasing my tail no more. You pull back and you defend yourself spiritually in the highest self position. Okay. And in the physical level, how do you do that? With the Queen of Swords. Who cares if they think you're emotionally unavailable, distant, cold, cutting, whatever? You're intellectual and you can see beyond the bullshit. And the past lessons have taught you that pleasing people is not the way to go. So let them think what they want about you. But you've got limits, you got boundaries, you got standards, and you honor them. Yeah. In this image, we have this person who's done so much study. The books are open, the journals are full, the laptop has got information on it, and they're holding up their pen, almost as if to say, you did a good job, pen, right? Like, I have my tools. This is like effective communication. So I see what the results is. Effective communication is happening. All right. Those are the things I see in the cards. Now, I see that in the past, anywhere where you had third party situations going on in your past, like literally you brought an end to that, you didn't fall for that stuff anymore. I see that in the past, you also used to very much link yourself to other people and their energy. And sometimes it was because of what you wanted from them. And sometimes it was because you wouldn't let go of this dream fulfillment that you thought was in there in that situation, when in reality the other person had disappeared from the scene emotionally, romantically, kind of way, financially. Somebody just wasn't available in the past. Not availability, complete unavailability. They were completely, they were just gone. Because remember that 10 of coins card up here, there was nobody in the bed, right? So yeah, that happened. This person was gone. Now, what did that do? That had you to process all this third party energy shit. So in the past, I see a situation where it's like, oh, I can't seem to get away from these third party. Everywhere I turn, it's just third party energies. But it was a part of you trying to realize and figure out. Spirit was trying to teach you how to heal the energy that was attracting it in yourself, so that way you don't have to attract it no more. You're most of the way there. I heard you're most of the way there. So now here we have the situation going to test how far you've come to solidify it. To solidify it. It's what actions you take, taking the actions wisely. They're saying you are the divine masculine. You are in your divine masculine energy. I heard 100%. In your experience, what's happened though is, although it's third party, now you're attracting it from a different level. So let's say in the past you kept attracting people who's cheating on somebody else with you. Well, maybe now you're attracting somebody who's cheating on you with somebody else. Or in the past, you could have attracted it where it was a third party situation in your romantic love life, and now it's a third party situation, not because of the person that they're with, but maybe they have an idea, or maybe they're part of some organization, group, or religion that gets in between you and them. Maybe it's a family member of theirs, right? Maybe it's just their career overall. Career is getting in the fucking way of this relationship, is not working, right? So now you're attracting a different type of situation in order to learn and navigate that. Yeah. Already did the thing where people's cheating and there's love triangles going on. Now this is about emotional third parties. So what your higher self is showing you about the other person is the emotional third party that exists here has something to do with hurt that the person is carrying. That hurt that they're carrying. Oh, thank you so much. This card is speaking so well. The hurt that they're carrying is causing them to walk figure eight, walk in that infinite pattern that never ends, and continue to do the same repetitive action. Why? Because the truth that hurts like a bee sets them free. They don't want to feel that pain, so they're not going down that path. They could get off of hamster's wheel the minute they want to face the truth that hurts like a bee and sets them free, but they don't want to hurt like a bee. So let's just ignore it, someone. We're just going to talk some shit about it, make a joke, ha ha ha, and move on. Yeah, that's what they thought. That's what they thought, right? But here's the thing. You're like, oh, here's that third party situation going on. Here it is. I found it. Okay. So you're like, not only do you have the certification, but you're able to call out what's happening on the physical level, is what I'm hearing. Your soul is having you, so your spirit is having you to ask. I'm hearing some very thought provoking. You're asking them some very thought provoking questions at this time. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Asking them some very thought provoking questions at this time. And they try, I'm hearing it's causing them to, although they try to play dumb, I heard they try to play dumb. It's causing them to look at the feelings that they have not wanted to face. It's causing them to look at the self view, at the self belief, self reality. Yeah. Get oracles out and get those ready. And then aside from that, we also have here where, like, this is conscious confirmation. It's showing you what you know. This situation is confirming what you know. How is it confirming what you know? Through real life interaction, through real life. So there's this energy here of you are no longer in the circle of karma. If this Ace of Pentacles was a karmic situation, you've already figured out the karmic situation, so you would be walking around the edge of it or existing around the edge of it, which means you're on the outside looking in instead of living it yourself. There's somebody around you who's living it. And here, and that's why they're attracted to you, because you've love and peace and happiness. So what's happening, recognize the repetitive patterns, recognizes how choices can affect the outcome. Share the information. Other person may not grasp it right away. I really see that the other person might not grasp it right away. They're going to have to go sit with it for a while. It's going to keep coming up in their mind. What you need to know at the time of watching this, if you're living in this situation right now, is you're not actually living the karma, and their karma is not going to affect your karma because you completed this level, but you are here to show the path of elevation to the person about third party situations, about how external influences can affect a connection. They let external influences affect their personal path, can elevate out of this. And for you, again, it's just another confirmation. It's a solidifying of the lesson that was learned. It's putting that certificate that you got, the degree, to use to help someone in real life and solidify what you know, because every time you work with it, every time you teach it, you get it down pat, you get it even better, you become more of an expert in it. So now it's like you're working, doing the job. However, it's practice. The better you get at it, the more efficient you become, the more experienced. So this is you becoming more experienced in the situation where somebody would like to go and just, act like that didn't happen. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. And they do this so much that it keeps reoccurring. Now, that's the situation on the other side of the table. In around here on this channel, I'm more concerned with you, the one watching. How does this affect you? With you, this makes you more precise. It helps you uh, apply what you know and then refine that a little bit. It also shows you where you have skills in discernment. So people are going to offer. I heard they talk in circles. People are going to offer. I heard that they talk around themselves, right? People are going to only offer certain information that they want to offer, but your experience is helping you to figure out what the situation is that they're standing on. What are they trying to hide? They're trying to hide something. The moon is a hidden energy. They're trying to hide something or hide themselves from something, right? Hide themselves from an experience, from some feelings of something. It keeps going around and around and around. And so now you have more skill in that. And I heard, and the only reason that you even got that certificate on the wall was of having lived your own repetitive pattern experiences, and then figuring out how to change what you're having, what you're experiencing. And you got notes on this. You're doing journaling about it. You're writing your observations, whether that's literally writing with pen and paper, which is most likely, or if you're taking note mentally or in your phone or however you're doing it. I see you taking note. Okay, because what's happening is it's gotten so strong in you. For you, you can remember when you used to probably be just like this person, or be different than how you are now, less aware, less I heard holding yourself less accountable. I heard like this person, they don't hold themselves accountable for their experience. Okay, but the experience is going to repeat until they finally figure out where it is. It's not the blame of that demon over there. It's not the fault of who did what to you when, way back then, or even yesterday, or even right now. It's not somebody else's fault. Now, here's the thing. Wow. This card came out. Wow. Okay. So here's the thing, though. You're realizing where it's time for you to take a step back. In this outcome, I see you withdrawing your energy completely because of what you've gathered, the information that you've gathered, what you've observed, what you've learned, what you know, your certifications, baby. You certified. You are completely certified. You have your credentials. You got it going on, right? And if they're not wanting to do the work, if they want to continue this repetitive cycle, you know better than to keep yourself locked into it. It's not going to affect you karmically to walk away from this and pull back your energy and defend your position. Eight of Wands goes to Seven of Wands for you. Their Eight of Wands is you. Seven of Wands, I'm standing back over here and protect my energy. With the Queen of Swords in your physical, I'm gonna show you what my boundaries look like. You're about to meet my boundaries face first. Meet my boundaries face first. And then I saw a wrestler going up against a chain link fence. I saw a wrestler's face hitting a chain link fence. It might be an MMA ring. I don't know. Anyways, the card that came out, this is crazy, from the What the Frequency series. I didn't break it. I don't have to fix it. And there's the pullback. There's the retirement. There's the I'm not doing this shit for you. I'm not doing this no more. I didn't break it. I don't have to fix it. At the bottom of the deck, connected by birth. It was fate. And look it, that's perfect with this image on the Two of Pentacles, connected by birth. This is an experience that you were destined to happen. That star card, the star card here, you had two star cards come out. Destiny is definitely at play with the stars come out. Yeah. And we had the Lovers here and we had the Lovers here. So Lovers energy. Destiny is at play. We had the World here and we had the World here. Two World cards. Yeah. So Destiny is at this situation is about you making the choices that are healthy. So you need to know when to say yes and let your yes mean yes when you do. You need to know when to say no and let your no mean no when you do. Yeah. This person and you both said yes to this opportunity right now. The ace is right here. Both said yes to this opportunity. Those aces turns into this ace of pentacles that's happening now. That's what led us here. What's the opportunity? Fate. So fate is going to happen. Something that was meant to happen during this life is like it was part of the fine print in your soul contract. By the way, if you're born on earth during this time frame, which you've applied for, you're going to have this connection show up. And when it does, it's meant to be. What you do with it when you get there is up to you. But if should you take on the task, should you accept this mission to heal the energy in yourself, you will then have shown courage and faith and now be living your destiny. See, fate is part of the formula for destiny because destiny always requires your courage and your faith. And that's what will change everything. Everything, everything. You were meant to have this experience, but the conclusion is I didn't break it. I don't have to fix it. Yeah, you didn't break it. You don't have to fix everybody that crosses your path. If they want to go round and round this circle with the demon and casting blame on, well, it's because of them, it's because of that, it's your fault, their fault, his fault, her fault. That's not up to you to decide. Close the window of control. Don't be trying to decide what they have to do. Do what you came to do, which is put this certificate to use, put this degree in action. There's no good in any degree that's just hanging on a wall beginning to collect dust and doing shit? What's the point of having a degree, knowing some skills, having had all these life lessons that led you to this point if you don't utilize it, right? It's all part of your experience so that you could utilize it. So this is what I have for you at this time. Put some in the comments. Let YouTube and let me know that you were here, and I'll be back with more. Yeah, so grateful. Love and peace and happiness. Until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. That's all, folks. Until next time, I am out. Later, baby. Mwah.